Hello, Connor. Hello.
Ben, I'm on Zoom. I can hear you.
Okay, good. Great. Thank you. Is it Austin?
No, this is Michael Vaughn.
Oh, Mike. How are you
I could
doing?
hear you too, Ben. I didn't realize I was on mute.
Okay.
It's Jim Hall.
Oh, great, Jim.
Good evening. Welcome to the School Building Committee meeting, September 18th, 2025, 6 p.m. Let's start with a roll call. Mr. Ball?
Andrew Golden, Michael Vaughn,
Present.
Fred Bahu, Superintendent Skinner, Richard Underwood, Michael Fiato, Connor Baldwin, Mark Byrne, James Hall,
Here.
Counselor Chow, David Peasley.
I'm
William
here.
Was that Peasley? Peasley.
I'm here.
Thank you. William Samaras, Senator Kennedy, John Leahy, present. Representative Elliott, Marianne Manzi, here. Jay Mason, Maria Sheehy, Benjamin Opara,
Here.
Erica Harvey, John Haley,
Here.
Paul St. Cyr, Representative Howard, Kendrick Delorbe, Janica Lang, Eliza Seek. We do not have a quorum right now.
Okay. So with no quorum, we skip the minutes. We can move on to Jim Dowd and the presentations.
Good evening. Suffolk will present the status of construction presentation.
Would you like to go through the timeline first? Okay. Nothing's changed right now from the last presentation. We've turned over Phase 3C building, the 80s building, and then the next turnover is going to be the end of December for the start of the semester that starts in January for the A building.
Can you speak more into the microphone, please?
They're having trouble hearing you.
Oh,
Just
okay.
get the microphone a little closer.
Okay. So Phase 3, the second portion of Phase 3 will be turned over the end of December for the January start of school in 2026. Oh, sorry. In the auditorium, right now, the plan is to be finishing the AV and all the specialized AV acoustics through the course of January, February for a March turnover. And then upon the turnover in January, we will then begin Phase 4. Are Are there any questions regarding the phasing?
Mayor Leahy?
So I have a question, Ben.
I'm sorry, Mr. O'Para, Mr. Leahy has a question first, and then we'll go to you.
Okay. So just, I couldn't make the last couple of meetings, but I'm a little concerned with the turnover, the speed of it, because I know we have a lot of catching up to do. The sections that aren't painted, finished, the floors have glue on them, the seams don't look the best, rooms weren't washed at the start. I'm getting a lot of complaints that we gotta empty these rooms out and re-clean them and then put them back together. So I'm concerned on, are we done with the punch list from at least the first phase?
So,
If you
yeah.
know- Do you know that?
So, and later in the presentation, we have those metrics. But for phase one, we still have to install the graphics at the gym. And then for phase two, I believe we're down to 12 items?
There's 10 in total.
10 in total.
Okay,
And that's for phase two. And then for phase three, we are putting a plan together to show statuses, and we can,
Yeah.
on a weekly and monthly basis, and that we review in the OAC meetings, we can,
are we doing, is there and I apologize.
For the
if I
cleaning?
missed it, is there a painting schedule to catch up, or are we gonna do it over Christmas break, or?
no, it won't be done over break. So what we like to do is the painting last. So any of the dings, any touch-ups that have to be done, and then we can have the entire wall done, or, so there's no flashing, and so it doesn't look inconsistent, and it doesn't look like a patch. And then to address your question, you did have a question on base and flooring,
Yeah.
correct? So we had to order a different type of base for the condition. It was a size, and I believe that's due in next week or the week after. And there's probably 600 feet of it. So anywhere where you see like the base and there's like a half an inch to an inch, gap between the top of the base and the bottom of the tile,
Yep.
that issue will go away. But because we didn't have the right size base, because of the field condition,
Sure,
we just installed what we had just so it would
yeah,
not be as bad as not having any base.
okay,
And then for the cleaning issues, 100%, it was a race to the finish. And right now, the plan is on the glue. We're going to start that on Saturday. We've tested products. Mr. Fiato has seen, a sample of what that product has done. I believe it's successful. Everyone seems to be generally happy. So we're going to go through and work in a process of third floor, second floor, first floor, and we'll have a directional flow so we can actually see the progress on a daily basis. The plan is to do Saturdays and then a second shift after school's out of session to make sure that we don't affect any operations.
okay. Are you happy with some of the seams? Like, it's tough, I mean, some of them are open, they fill them with glue, but you can.
No. To answer your question, there's issues that we have to redo certain things. I mean,
Sure.
disclosure, there's some bubbling that we've noticed that's actually came up in the last 5 to 6 days.
Yeah.
So we do have to take care of all that.
Okay.
But I think the seams are most apparent because of the glue that you mentioned, just from the traction in people's shoes, it just attracts. But that all has to be cleaned. We did run into the same situation with phase two, and we cleaned it. I think everyone was satisfied with what we did. It's
Okay.
just we haven't started yet, but we are starting Saturday.
Yeah, all right. I mean, I appreciate the effort. We got the kids in there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's part of construction. Some of the rushing around, they did more damage than they did trying to put things together. And I saw some of the damages being fixed along the way too. So.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Just want to recognize Paul St. Cyr is online and Eliza Seek is here. Has anyone else joined us on the Zoom? If we have one more, we will have a quorum.
Yeah, Rodney Elliott.
Rodney Elliott just joined.
Okay, so we have a quorum. I hope everybody got a chance to review the minutes from the August 14th meeting. If we could get a vote to approve the minutes. So moved. Mr. Baldwin and Representative Howard.
I'll second it.
Okay, Okay, so that passes. Mr. O'Para, you had a question?
Yes, I was wondering, are we still on schedule to open the 1980s building by the end of fall?
The 1980s building was part of just the turnover at the end of August. Are you
Oh,
asking
okay.
for the
Yes.
the 95 and the 1920s building?
Yes, 1922.
Yep. So floors 3 through the basement are on track to be turned over, for the start of school in January after the Christmas break.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else with questions, thoughts? Seeing none, Mr. Dowd?
We actually have some pictures. We'll go through that presentation, and then Suffolk will go through there's some MBWB information.
So this is a picture of in Building A, the 1920s, in the basement. Just illustrating just another area of slab removal and the excavation for the settlement issues that we've had. So next picture, another shot of a partially completed area in the basement in Building A. And then at the main entry, you can see that the storefronts, those were done for the entry vestibule. Just more or less progress photos at this point. And you can see them from the street as well. Stair U progress in Building A. A nicely very lit up picture in the auditorium. Again, showing progress of framing, ceiling, tough to see, but all the above ceiling rough is completed to the point, and now, progressing through the finishes to drop all the finished diffusers, lighting. Next will be sheetrocked. And then we're also beginning to take down the scaffolding in the auditorium. With the above, I'll say the finishes being done at the high ceiling, which is you can't see from here, but from the next picture. But yeah, just keep flipping. Another classroom in A building, level 1. Level 2, you can see the subfloor that was put down. So for all intents and purposes, in the first picture to the left is the subfloor, and then some floor leveling compound that's put on, making it ready for the linoleum flooring to be placed. And that's on level 2. Stair T, just showing tile progress. Pretty much, at the point where, finished painting of the balusters and the stair railings and the flooring, which will be done, closer towards the end of the phase, just for protection and wear and tear and damages. Next picture. Showing level 3, more or less a typical classroom, but just showing progression as we move through the flooring. For the most part, rooms on the 3rd floor, with the exception of devicing and some lighting in the ceilings. We're actually moving very well through the finishes on level 3, and then level 2 is not far behind it. What I was talking about before with the scaffolding coming down, this is just a shot of with the lights with the lighting shades, the finished ceilings, the coffers, the trim work, the diffusers. Looks really cool. And then on the roof penthouse, just showing more progress there. All basically pushing to hit the October 15th date, being able to turn the systems on, and going through our testing the testing process and startup process over the next 30 to 40 days. Exterior shot. Taken from the front north side of the building. And going through the punch list overview, 2 items for phase 1, and then the 10 items from phase 2. And then for the next presentation, we can update the phase 3 punch list so you can see the status. Those specific items.
Any questions so far from the Suffolk presentation? Rep. Howard?
Do you have any photographs of the elevator or wheelchair ramps, ADA?
We can
ramps?
provide them. I don't have them. We don't have them
okay.
with us.
Yeah,
We
from
can-
looking at the pictures, can't tell where the elevators are located
Yep.
or any of the ADA wheelchair ramp are located, so it would be helpful to see.
Would it be easier to take a floor plan, and highlight those areas, or would you prefer pictures? Okay.
Whatever we can tell where the
Okay.
elevators are.
Yep.
Thank you.
No problem.
I can, if you send me an email, I can get it to the.
Sounds
FCC.
great.
Okay, so anyone else have questions? Anyone on the Zoom?
I have a question, John Haley. So all this work that's on the first,
Mr. Haley,
second, and
Haley, we
third-
can't really hear you. Can you speak up or get closer to your microphone?
Can you hear me now?
Not well. Give it a shot. We'll do our best.
Okay.
Much better.
That's much better.
The rooms in the first floor, second floor, and third floor in the old building, is there a reason why those are so far behind in completion? And will the city then allow to that be a concurrent delay, which means they won't have to pay for the additional general conditions as a result of that?
Mr. Dowd or Mr. Lyons?
Mr. Haley, so because of the unforeseen issues, and not necessarily specific to this point in the project with the,
I need to interrupt. These aren't unforeseen conditions on the first, second, and third floor. We're talking, those are unforeseen conditions that were in the basement, in the auditorium. They should have no impact on the work that was being done on the first, second, or third floor.
So going back to the start of the project, there were a lot of unforeseen conditions as it related to the mechanical coordination and the structure. So what that did was it just caused us to have many areas that had to be held off and couldn't progress related to the shafts, the auditorium. So there were unforeseens everywhere. But I think to answer your question, how come those floors aren't finished and only the basement is left to finish?
Yeah, how come those floors aren't finished?
Mr. Haley?
They all should have been finished in the
We-
end of
we can't hear you,
August.
Mr. Haley.
Are they not?
Mr. Haley? We're having trouble. We can't.
Can you hear me now?
There you go. Yep.
Why aren't those 3 floors completed now as if they were supposed to be done at the end of August?
So-
The unforeseen conditions should not have impacted that.
So the unforeseen conditions throughout the entire building did in fact impact every single floor. So, but what we, in discussions with the school and the fire department as it relates to life safety, we always knew we could never turn over the entire building.
Excuse me, I'm not talking about life safety. We have concurrent schedule delays from the general contractor with regards to the work on the first, second, and third floor. The city should not be paying general conditions due to those delays.
But there were unforeseen conditions throughout the entire building on the
Which
third.
were they? What were they?
The mechanical coordination had to be redone due to the structure that was unknown. Like the complications from the existing structure prevented us from proceeding with the work based on the coordination that was done prior to the work starting, prior to the demo being completed. So there was many, many delays in the attic of the auditorium, and I'll say the attic of the entire third floor, on the third floor, second floor, first floor, and the basement. It was just that the slab, I think, was the most recent major unforeseen issue. But there were unforeseens along the way.
Any other
I think
questions?
the city really has to look at that further because I don't understand still how that is not a concurrent delay caused by Suffolk's issues.
We can't hear you, Mr. Haley. You're very low.
I'm as close and I'm yelling, so I'll leave it at that.
Any other questions? Seeing none, we'll move to the budget update from Skanska. All right, the workforce progress, we didn't touch on that. That's the next item on the agenda.
So going through the numbers, total MBE, WB contracts awarded remains $23,036,066. Total construction, minority workforce, comprised of 26.9% of the workers. In total, 1,052 workers, totaling 242,594 hours, exceeding the project goal of 15.3%. Moving down to the total construction, female workforce, 5.2% of the workers were female, which totaled 160 workers with a combined hours of 46,750 hours, and not reaching the project goal of 6.9%. Total construction for Lowell residents, 8.96% of the workers from Lowell, which totaled 160 workers and a combined total hour of 80,819.
Any questions on the workforce update? Seeing none, we'll move to the budget update with Jim Dowd.
The budget update, we have surpassed $200 million in reimbursement from the MSBA. We'll continue to submit those requests. Contingency, which we always speak of, started with $21.2 million in contingency. We have $3.8 million remaining. As I've said, with the additional funding that's required, we're on track to run out of contingency just after the first of the year. So we're working with the city on the additional funding. Moving to the next slide. This past month, August, we just processed that. It was $7.7 million in requisitions then, with $299 million invoiced to date. Regarding budget, we have this is a second budget revision request, I'm sorry. This is a transfer of two transfers of funds within the MSBA budget. The first one is from owner's contingency. which is a different contingency than the construction contingency. That has $1.8 million remaining in it. That we've had additional costs with the architect consultants that are reimbursable. One of them is Nobis, that is the soils, hazardous soils consultant. The way the contract is set up with them is we do that as we progress and run into different types of soils and extend their contract. That is not a fixed contract because you don't know what soils you're going to run into. We have run over budget with the soils monitoring and testing, which is actually common, and that's why we have the owner contingency there. We've also had additional costs with Haley and Aldrich, which they are reimbursable, and we're exceeding that budget also. And again, the owner contingency of $1.8 million is there for exactly these occurrences. We're asking for a transfer of $143,330 from owner's contingency to geotech and geoenvironmental line item. In addition to that, there is another transfer. This is basically a coding activity. With the MSBA, we had HVAC broken up into HVAC and controls. We've been tracking it as just controls, rather as just HVAC, so we're just moving all of the funds into the HVAC line item. There's no change in any contingencies there. Same with electrical. We've spoken with the MSBA, and they're in agreement. We're moving all of the electrical funds, security and communication, which was bought with Griffin Electric. It's all in one contract, moving it to one line item within the MSBA budget. So again, that's more of an academic exercise, just moving funds within. There's no contingency being used for those transfers. With the MSBA, this does require an SBC vote, and I'd ask that the BRR2 be approved by the SBC. Thank you.
Any questions on the MSBA budget revision vote?
Mr. Chairman, I'd move that we approve this.
Mr. Baldwin, vote to approve, seconded by anyone? Seconded
Yes, I'll
by Rep.
second.
Howard. I'm sorry? Someone on the Zoom? Okay. That was seconded by Rep. Howard. Roll call?
Manager Golden? Michael Vaughn?
Yes.
Fred Bahu? Superintendent Skinner? Richard Underwood? Michael Fiato? Connor Baldwin?
Yes.
Mark Byrne? James Hall?
Yes.
Sakari Chow? David Peasley?
Yes.
William Samaras? Senator Kennedy? John Leahy?
Yes.
Representative Elliott?
Yes.
Marianne Manzi? Jay Mason? Maria Sheehy? Benjamin Opara?
Yes.
Erica Harvey? John Leahy?
Yes.
Representative Elliott?
Yes.
Marianne Manzi? Jay Mason? Maria Sheehy? Benjamin Opara?
Yes.
Erica Harvey? John Leahy?
Yes.
Representative Elliott? Paul St. Cyr, can you please mute your mic?
Jay Mason. Maria Sheehy. Benjamin Opara. Yes. Erica Harvey. John Leahy. Yes. Representative Elliott?
Erica Harvey? John Haley?
Yes.
Paul St. Cyr? Representative Howard?
Yes.
Kendrick Delorbe?
Yes.
Janica Lang? Eliza Seek? Motion passes.
our next SBC meeting, we'll do it October 23rd, 2025, here in the mayor's reception room. Next steps, Skanska?
Next steps are focusing on the punch list in Phase 3, 1980s building. Specifically, we've heard loud and clear about the floors, and those are being started on Saturday, and a big push in the 1922 building to get that turned over for the first of the year. Thank you.
Questions? Mayor Leahy?
What's the schedule for the Saturdays?
We'll be working nearly every Saturday through the first of the year.
Do we have a time, though? Because this is going to cost us to have a custodian in the building. So I just want to coordinate, make sure that we don't have to pay overtime. So if we knew the hours, you know.
The hours on Saturday, they typically work 6 to 2.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any other questions? Mr. Delorme?
I'm just seeing here, the gas stoves that were just installed in the new culinary section of the building were incorrect, and I also see that the stair treads for the gym were also incorrect. Is there a reason why 2 separate orders were placed incorrectly? And I'm just as a follow-up, is that at no cost to the city, the sort of replacement?
Both of those issues are at no cost to the city.
Is there any sort of reason why they were purchased incorrectly? Is there a discrepancy in sort of the plans?
It was error by the subcontractor, and we are quite frustrated with that, and that frustration was everyone who was at the OAC meeting this morning certainly heard that.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
So,
Mr. Viato?
I just wanted to, for those that are able to attend, also, in addition to the OAC meetings, we've been holding weekly meetings with the Department of Public Works representatives, building representatives, Mr. Leahy and Mr. Underwood, and Skanska, Suffolk, in order to address all of the punch list items. So they've been keeping us aware, and we've been keeping them aware of where we're at. So some of these questions that have been coming up have already surfaced, and they've been addressing them as they come along. So when something does arise, there still has been very good communication between the school and Skanska, and although there are things that still need to be worked on that we address, they are getting done, sometimes not as quickly as we'd like, but I don't know who to blame is for that, but they are in process, and that is happening. So I just wanted to make that the committee aware of those meetings that happen on a regular basis. Also, the Assistant Superintendent, Roberge, does attend as well. So there's a pretty good feedback loop.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Viato. Mr. O'Para, do you have a question?
yes, I was wondering when some of those hiccups, come up from the subcontractors, are there consequences for such, sources of frustration? And what has been done? Are those subcontractors still on job?
Mr. Dowd, want to take that one?
They are still on the job. Suffolk works with them to get it accomplished. If there are any costs incurred because of the subcontractor errors, they are sure to back charge the subcontractor. So if they install something incorrectly and another trade needs to take something out of remove something while they do their fix, that subcontractor pays for it. And between Perkins Eastman, Skanska, and Suffolk, we are very, very diligent in holding them to being responsible.
Okay, so there's no cost to the city.
No cost to the city, exactly.
Any other questions, thoughts, concerns? Seeing and hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So made.
Seconded by Mr. Baldwin. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you.